We in here, guys. Yeah. Gun gossip, boy. It's going down tonight. It's going down tonight. Major way, guys. Major way. We have a special guest tonight. Yes, sir. We have a special guest tonight that's gonna pull up on me. He about to pull up on me. Yes, sir. Y'all know I'm about to turn up. Stop playing. Y'all know when I was born with a spark, man. That spark of energy is infinite. That spark of energy is everywhere. It's a spark that just some people don't understand. But at least you get to witness it on Gun Gossip tonight. Yes, sir. Stop playing. Yeah. Get a little swig of this water. Yeah, no. We about to get started here, guys. We about to get started here. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link for my special guest. You guys are gonna love this tonight. Basically, guys, tonight we'll be talking about, your medical kit, your med kit. What's in your med kit? Most people don't even know what's in their med kit when they start this journey. They simply just don't know. But guess what? We're gonna give the whole breakdown tonight. We got some pretty intelligent guys that are gonna enter the panel tonight and explain some things to you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link here, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn the music down a little bit here. I'm dropping the link, and tonight's show, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get them on a panel. You guys can ask questions, of course, throughout the process. I'll answer them as quickly as possible, and I would say about 20 minutes before the show ends. Then we'll let a couple of other people come in and talk and stuff like that. All right, guys. So I'm about to go ahead and drop this link real quick. And here we go. All right. And just to let you guys know, our special guest tonight is Whiteside Tactical Solutions. Stop playing. Stop playing, man. Y'all be playing, man. Let's stop playing. Here we go. All right. I just dropped the link. Go ahead and click on it for me, brother. All right, I'm about to go ahead and go to these comments real quick, guys, and see what y'all saying out here. I see some of everybody out here tonight. Ron Wayne, Christine White, the Gun Alert guy, Tech Lover, what's up? Jova Q, he is in a damn house. Ron Wayne, I said that. Carbon Q, we see you, boo. I see you. And I heard about the good news, too. And let's see, who else we got? Tennessee Goddess, of course, she in the house. Misty, Miss Wayne, we see you out there. Yes, sir. Who else we have out here? We have Bending Ballistics. We see you out there, brother. And if I missed anybody, please forgive me. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. But guess what? Bam! Stop playing. Whiteside in this boy. Stop playing.
What up? What up? What up?
Man, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good, man. It's good seeing you on the show tonight.
Hey, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for letting me come.
Yes, sir, man. You're always welcome on the channel, especially with the type of entertainment and information that you put out there. That is just phenomenal, and I just want to tell you that it is phenomenal. And sometimes smaller creators, when they start, they don't get the recognition. And a lot of times those smaller creators are better than the bigger creators that are out there. And I'm gonna put that out there. Some people don't like to talk about it, bro. But guess what? I'm that guy. So I most definitely give you guys the props tonight. Warren Fowler, we see you out there in the streets. Yes, sir. Let me go ahead real quick, man. I'm gonna turn this music down and get started. I think they're very, very interested in finding out who you are, brother. So right now we got 17 out in the chat. It's most definitely gonna blow up beyond that. So let me go ahead and turn this music down here for you, man. All right. And again, welcome to the show, my friend. Man, and we have somebody backstage here. Is this your colleague?
Yes, one of them.
All right. Hold up. Yes, sir. Miss Ivy. How you doing? Well, not yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How your mama doing? How your daddy doing?
Everybody's good. Everybody's
okay.
Great.
That's what's up. And I welcome you to the show also.
Thank you.
I know you're a part of the team, so we welcome you in. We love that female energy, you know. So that's most definitely a good thing. I'm glad to have you on the panel tonight.
Thank you.
All right, you ain't nervous, is you? I see you moving and jiggling and I don't know.
That's me all the time.
Okay, because I be moving and jiggling in my seat too. Somebody was like, man, they asked me, bro, what's wrong with you? You got ants in your pants? I said, nah, bro. I got hit by a car when I was younger. So I do one of these things where and they be like, man, you tripping, bro. Yeah, nah. So yeah, I understand the jiggle and wiggle. I get it.
Yeah.
I get nervous though. So that's why I don't be wearing no white shirts and stuff so they can see them little spots up under my arms. And that ain't good. It don't stink, but they be there. Mm-hmm. They be there for sure. All right, we got everybody out there. They are lighting up the chats tonight, guys. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into the introduction here. Let's start with Mr. Whiteside Tactical. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the chat, to the panel, everybody else that's gonna watch the rewind, and tell us about your credentials and who you are, sir.
All right, I'm one of three. Eric Whiteside. Basically, been doing this portion since 2023.
Yes, sir.
2020. So I've been doing this since 2020 for the actual business aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually started out, I think, in 2006 as a paramedic. Well, I started out as an EMT,
Mm-hmm.
and I worked my way up to an intermediate, or what they call EMT advanced. Then I worked my way up to paramedic.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing that, running streets both in North Carolina as well as in Richmond, Virginia, and New Orleans. So I have a lot of experience on that aspect of both medical and trauma.
Awesome.
Then from there, went into the classroom. So I teach full time. So I teach biology full time. But at the same time, I run this business. I also do healthcare on the side.
Super freaking dope. We love it, bro. Got to love it. That brown chocolate on the panel. Stop playing with us. Miss Spivey, talk to us. Tell us what introduce yourself, Queen, and let us know what your credentials are.
So I met Eric back in 2015. We taught together. And he needed an education person to kind of help guide him with, setting up Whiteside Tech with his courses and so on and so forth. And I am the organization queen. So that's my role.
She's the backbone. That's all it is.
Yes, because you got to have a female as the backbone, bro. What would we be without them? Nada. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. We can't birth nothing into this planet. Now, we do add something to it for sure. But we can't birth nothing into this planet, bro. That's how important they are. That's how important they are. All right. Now, what I'm going to do it a little bit in reverse. I'm going to do it in the beginning and the ending because I really want to give recognition where recognition is due. Mr. Whiteside Tactical, go ahead real quick. Tell them where, and I'll do this in the conclusionary part of the video too. Go ahead and tell them where they can find you, brother. And if they have any questions or anything, where they can find you.
Okay, you can actually find us on Instagram, and Instagram is Whiteside_Tactical.
Mm-hmm.
On YouTube is Whiteside Tactical Solutions. We don't have a Facebook. We do have a Twitter, but we don't push it as much because there's not a lot of traffic there. But pretty much it's on Instagram and it's on YouTube. You can also go to our website, www.whitesidetacticalsolutions.com.
Mm-hmm.
Send us an email at info@whitesidetacticalsolutions.com. And we respond. We try to respond within 8 hours. And we say that as Spivey laughing because based in education, you have to respond prior to 24 hours. So we try to get there, try to respond to anybody within 8 hours because just like everybody else, you want a response. You say, hey, why are we waiting? Let us know what's going on. So we try to respond as soon as possible.
Okay, awesome. Miss Spivey. Oh, well, before I get to that, Tennessee got us already ahead of the game. That's my homegirl, man. She already ahead of the game. She done dropped the link to your channel, guys. Check him out. Please, I urge you, sense of urgency. Go to the channel, subscribe to the channel. What else they need to do, bro? Like, comment, subscribe, stop playing with us, and share the video.
Yes, share with everybody you know.
Man, y'all heard the queen. Y'all heard her. All right.
And turn on your notifications.
See, I be missing that. Miss Spivey. I'm following the lead on that. I'm following the lead.
I got you.
All right. Go ahead, plug yourself, Miss Spivey.
No, I have nothing to plug. I just represent Whiteside Tactical Solutions.
Okay.
So that's the plug.
That's the plug. Y'all heard it, guys. So that's the plug, and it's down there in the link right now. I did it, like I said, a little bit in reverse because I want to give the double recognition. I really feel like they bring a lot of value to our community. And when I say our community, anybody that's willing to be involved in a 2A community or anybody that's willing to be involved in the, I guess I would say the medical type community where they can learn from things like this, guys. Okay. They have something to say tonight for sure. So this is what I want to talk about, guys. For people who come to the channel and haven't seen something like this, it is called a medical kit, a med kit for short. They have many different versions of med kits that you can purchase. It'll have many different items inside of these medical kits. However, I'm gonna go over one of the med kits that I have, and I hate that I have USCCA on the front of this med kit, but this was a free med kit. I got 2 other med kits, but I ain't feel like going outside to get it out of my cars. So I got this med kit right here. All right. And it is a red med kit. And we are going to crack this med kit open. I'm going to have Mr. Whiteside Tactical and Spivey go over this med kit with me really quick, just so you can understand what's inside of it. Okay. However, I'm going to ask a couple of questions here if you guys don't mind tonight. All right. So, and whoever can answer these questions is fine with me. Let's see here. Yeah, you got some people already that said they subscribe. So they're over there. They're subscribing already, guys.
Thank you.
All right. So, why do you feel it's important to have a med kit, a medical kit?
You want to take the lead?
You can have this one. If you forget something, I'll back you up.
Okay.
She a rider. I need Tupac song right now. I swear I do.
It's important to have a medical kit because one, you never know when something may actually come about. So that's going to be the biggest thing when it comes to that part. So in addition to that, you have you have a medical kit and you also have an IFAK. So
talk to us.
It's 2 different things. Your medical kit is more or less like your boo-boo kit. You keep all your little band-aids in there, your antibiotic, triple antibiotic ointment, something of that nature. Bee sting, that's a medical kit. Now the IFAK on the other hand is an individual first aid kit. And then there is true trauma and stop the bleed. That's your immediate stuff to stop any type of immediate bleeding that there is.
Is that the one that usually has like the white case with the red cross on it that I usually see?
Each one is different
when
it comes to that because everybody, and we actually have a video coming up soon when it comes to that. Everybody's IFAK is totally different. People try to say, hey, your IFAK should be just like this, but it's not true because my training may be different from your training. I may put things in there that I actually need compared to somebody else. For one is if I'm running on the streets as a paramedic, there's going to be more advanced things that I can do compared to other people. For advanced, if I have to intubate, I can go ahead and intubate. If I have to start an IV, I can start an IV. So those are things that I can do. If I have to do a needle decompression, I can do that. Where basically that means if they have a sunken chest wound or something of that nature, I can do that. But as a civilian, you have just the basics, your BLS things, which means your tourniquet, which is one thing that I actually have right here. So yeah,
that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Yep.
You have that. You also have, I got everything around here.
Talk to us, show us.
Your nasal airway. When it comes to the nasal airway, it's an NG tube, and that's what you stick up your nostril. If they don't have a patent airway.
Pick that up again for me real quick.
As well.
Pick that other one up again real quick and move it kind of back from the camera so they can see it. Move back. Right about right there. Yep, we can see it. Okay. All right, cool.
And in our videos, we actually show you how to use them. One thing that's different for us is because we actually have an educational background, we believe in first giving you the theory so you have the foundation, and then from there going into the hands-on, the practicals.
Right.
So that's our biggest thing is, so if you see our videos, we're actually teaching you first. Then from there, we're doing it hands-on. So we're modeling it and going over it with you all. And then after that, you're going to show us how to do it. And that's the only way to learn. A lot of other instructors, not talking bad about them, but a lot of other instructors say, hey, this is how you do it, moving on. And you don't know. And our objective is to make sure you fully understand before you leave any of our training.
Absolutely, because it's crucially important when you get into that moment and it's like, I got the kit, but I don't know what the hell to do. You know how many people are out there stuck like that, bro? They buy these kits all day all day. They look inside, and the first thing they know, the only thing they know is Band-Aid. Seriously.
Yep.
Everything else is just like it's a question mark. So that's how important it is to understand what it is first and how to use what it actually is. Okay. Right. And the education in behind it, because I'm pretty sure it's time frames on people life frames that you need to know about too. Yes. Like if it's bleeding, how long can a person bleed out, etc. I'm not a medical doctor, but I'm pretty sure it's set like that, you know.
Oh, we want to make sure
that we teach people how to keep their composure.
Yep.
Because normally when these things happen, we get to like the screaming and the freaking out, which isn't going to help anybody. So that's one of the things we push in our courses is really teaching people to control themselves so they can take control of the situation.
I love it. I love it. All right. Awesome, man. Awesome. Y'all answered that question with flying colors. I'm serious. Y'all winning. Y'all winning. All right. So this is the next question here. Well, it's not really a question, but I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of things out this med kit. And I just want you to identify, if you can see it, what these, items are. I'm probably not going to go through all this stuff, but I just want to know the specific names for it, just for the people coming to the channel and in the panel. Ron Wang, you win an Alien Gang all day. Tech Car and Gun Fanatics, you dropped that for me, man. I appreciate that donation to the channel, man. I really, really do. All right, I'm going to go ahead real quick and show a couple of items here. And I just want between you all to identify what these items are, okay? All right, the first one, it looks like a regular scissor, but I don't know if it's called a scissor or something different here.
Those are your trauma shears. There's different types of trauma shears. You have your, I guess you could say, your one and done trauma shears, your cheap ones like $4.99, $5.99 on Amazon. You also have your more expensive ones, just like you do for 2As. You have the same thing when it comes to trauma shears. One way to test them, and people love to do it, and I love to do it in my class, is you take a penny and cut a penny. And if you're able to cut a penny, then you know it's a good one. So.
Awesome. These probably ain't gonna cut no damn pennies, but okay. All right, that's awesome. Thank you for answering that. I think I know what these are, but I'm gonna let the experts on the panel go ahead and answer these. Talk to me.
Yep, those are your non-latex gloves. That's one of the biggest things, or what we call your nitro gloves. Those are one of the biggest things because there's so many latex allergies out there now. You don't know who has that allergy. And basically, if you're going on scene and you're trying to help somebody and you have latex gloves, now that's two things you have to deal with. You have to deal with either one medical or one trauma, and now you have allergic reaction. So we've switched over to the nitrile gloves because they're, like I say, because they're latex free, and that's the easiest. One thing I don't like about them is they're harder to get on.
Right.
Because they're a little stiffer. So
and I'm thinking that they do latex free due to people probably having allergies, correct, to latex.
Yes.
Okay, so that's probably the reason why they do that. Next up, brother, this right here, I was looking at this. Hopefully you can see it on camera. I'm gonna pull it back, and it says Halo Seals.
Okay, so that one should be your chest shields. Let me see. Something similar to this right here, your chest shields. So if you have an open a chest wound or something of that nature, you can go ahead and close it up.
Yep, that's what it says on here. Yep. Okay. All right. And how important are those?
And to be honest with you, you're not going to see that as much. To be honest with you, they say you should have them in there, but more likely if you're coming across an accident or something of that nature, you're not going to use it as often as you're going to use your trauma shears, your latex-free gloves and things of that nature. That's going to be the biggest thing. It's good to have it, but you're more likely going to use a tourniquet before you use something like that.
Roger that. Okay, next up. Now this thing look kind of on here. I can't really read it because it's like airtight. That should give you a hint to what it is. But it says something about hemorrhaging, and it says at the top, it starts with OLA, and then it says modular bandage, and this is it.
So that's going to be your occlusive bandage, and that's for your stop the bleeds. If there's that's pretty much packing a wound. When you're packing a wound, that's why it's sterile, it's airtight. So when you open it up, you know it's clean, you know it's good. There's nothing wrong with it. You go ahead and start packing a wound when it comes to something of that nature.
Awesome.
And a lot of those, sorry about that. A lot of them will have some type of quick clot in it, because back in the day, you initially had just your granule that you pour in the wound. But because we found out from research that it will burn the capillaries, and when it
Okay.
burn capillaries or burn the vessels, it is hard to clean that out. So now they went to having some type of quick clot actually inside of those bandages, so it's easier to remove at the hospital setting, not at our setting, but at the hospital setting.
So when you see my Chester the cheeser cat smile, man, you impressing me, bro. So all right, what's this right here?
That's just going to be your 2 inch to 3 inch white tape. I use it for football players to wrap their ankles or wrists, something of that nature, and also when using a bandage.
Is it for sprains and stuff like that?
Is You have what we call a pre-wrap. You wrap over it, and then you use that afterwards.
Okay,
So
right.
if let's say, if you're packing a wound, when I say packing a wound, if you have a laceration on the arm or stuff of that nature, you can use a simple bandage to cover it up.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can use that to fill it up, to lay over it, to keep that gauze on it.
Okay, awesome. And we know what these are, of course.
Yeah.
Just regular bandages.
Regular bandage.
Yeah,
Yep.
for small incisions and stuff like that. This right here, this said, okay, so I really want to expound on this, and I'll let you go ahead and grab yours if you need to, but it says soft tourniquet. We really need to talk about this because I notice a lot of people get their med kits and they look in and be like, what the hell is that? That's it, brother. Break it down.
There's different types of tourniquets. For those that have taken a Stop the Bleed course, there's different types of tourniquets. That's one of the ones that you can use. The most common one is your cat tourniquet. Your cat tourniquet, you have a cat 6, and now you have the generation 7. Those are your most common ones. The soft T works just as well, but when you're going out, like I say, these are the most common ones that you actually see. So it does the exact same thing. So there's nothing wrong with that. It does the exact same thing.
Okay, I'm trying to see what kind mine is actually rated on here. I'm looking here, but this one is red. I'm pretty sure it's probably the same one you have.
I'll have to open up and see it.
Okay.
Say for us, when we're doing classes, we always give them a practice tourniquet, because again, those are like $10.99, $5.99, where the true cat tourniquet is $26 to $27, depending on if you're going North American Rescue, Rhino Rescue, or something of that nature.
All right, awesome. And I have another question too. Yeah. Is it hard to really get a quick demonstration of the tourniquet to actually show us how to with a tourniquet, or if it's too much time consuming, we don't have to?
Well, we actually do have a chance, and you can come out and we can teach you how to apply a tourniquet on May 27th.
There we go.
In Marietta. It's a free training. It's a free Stop the Bleed training.
Okay.
So if you want to learn all these things, you can actually come out for that.
Awesome. Now that's good. We love it. We love it. All right. Next up, guys, I have this right here. This is called a crinkle gauze roll. Sterile unless package is open or damaged. That's it right there. Talk to me.
For lacerations, you can use that for lacerations, more or less superficial, because you're not packing a wound. So you can use initially, before you even use the tourniquet, people say, oh, we got to identify the type of bleed. Look, it's an emergency. I'm not trying to identify if it's a venous bleed or if it's going to be an arterial bleed. I'm going straight in and trying to stop the bleed itself. You don't go to the extreme measure of a tourniquet first unless it's truly just squirting out. If it's truly squirting out, then you use the tourniquet. Other than that, you want to go simple first with just a gauze or 4x4, placing it over there with direct pressure. And in our Stop the Bleed classes, we teach you that. Direct pressure first, hold it above the heart. If it doesn't stop, then you move on to the next thing, trying to wrap it. If it wraps and it's bleeding through, then you go straight to the tourniquet.
Awesome. All right. Very good. Answering all the questions perfectly well. Now, tell me this. As far as some of the items, some of the essentials you would have in the med kit, what would you say are the top 3 most important essentials items to have in a med kit? Because it's so much different stuff. I mean, they got some Amazon ones that's just lame as hell. And then they got some good Amazon ones, and you can just find different ones. So what would you say are the top 3 things that you need?
Let me see if I can pull that up, because it's the top 3, but top 7. The biggest thing is you want to have gloves. So that's one thing. You want to have a tourniquet. And I saw Carbon put it in earlier. When it comes to the gloves, you want to be specific about that. A lot of people say you can use black gloves, then there's nothing wrong with using black gloves. However, if you're trying to do a blood sweep or something of that nature, it's hard to identify if you actually sweeping up blood or sweeping up sweat. That's why you want to use a lighter color so you can identify if it's blood or not.
Okay.
And trauma shears would be good. But like say your tourniquet is one thing, chest seal will be a good one. Trauma shares will be an excellent one as well. So when it comes to, I don't have a top three, I have a top seven. And like I say in the video, I think everybody should have the minimum things in there and you build from there. If you have those top seven, then from there, you build from there, you build basically what you want. Because I have an IFAC for school, like say where I teach, compared to where I have an IFAC if I'm going to the range.
Mm-hmm.
It has the basic things in there, but I know what I'm facing when I'm going to the range. So I'm have more chest seals and things of that nature compared to at school. At school, I'm gonna have some more band-aids, some boo-boo, because kids love band-aids. So I have
Yeah.
those things. But at the same time, I may have 1-2 tourniquets as well, just in case. Because normal response time for EMS is anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. And by that time, it could be bad. So you want to make sure if you're first on scene, you have the basics to try to stop it. Stop if there's a blood or if there's anything, you want to be the first on scene to try to take care of that.
Got it. Very good information. All right. Now, I have a question as far as the IFAC. What's the acronym for that, if you know it?
The individual first aid kit.
There you go, guys. You heard it first here. All right. Now, I carry 3 med kits, right? So I carry a med kit on my battle belt when I go out to shoot. I've seen so many accidents happen live, which is crazy. I had some fragmentation come back when I was shooting a shotgun, and I realized how important it was to actually have one. I had an accident happen where I was shooting my 357 revolver. She got so much kick. I ended up getting hurt from that situation. I had to use my med kit. So I've had a couple of situations. I take one out to the range. Of course, that's a med kit. I have one in my trunk, all right, along with my bug out bag and stuff like that. I keep my med kit there, and I keep one here at the house. Now, I do have a question. Since you mentioned the IFAC, the differentiation between IFAC and med kit, what's the perfect setting for each individual one? Am I doing that right so far, or what?
Yes, I mean, like I say, it's based on what you want and your needs. Say the IFAC is individual, so it's specifically for you, and it's for immediate life-threatening injuries. But you can always add to that. Where the med kit is more or less, taking care of the family. You can go to Walmart, get the white box or something with the band-aids and everything else in it. That's a med kit.
Okay, very
but
good.
IFAC is specifically for major trauma right then where you got to stop that bleeding. But you can add, like say for mine, I do have some band-aids in there because just like you, I'll shoot my AR and then have fragment come back. I was too close.
Yep.
So it cut my face. But I had a band-aid in there, because being out in the woods, you don't want to get it contaminated.
Yeah, you're right about that. And the crazy thing happened. This was the first time that happened to me. I think I was standing I was probably about 9 to 10 yards out from where I was shooting, but in behind where we were shooting was nothing but rock. So you had the target, but it was rock. And that shotgun, you know how that rolls. When you shoot slugs and different things like that, the fragmentation was coming back to me. And I even had a situation where a piece of fragmentation went in my mouth, man, and that really messed me up. I was like, damn, that wasn't a good day. So I learned a couple of things from that, and it's super duper important. Like I was telling the people in the chats and, on a panel on One Gun Gossip Night, it was a guy on YouTube, and it was another person in the other range. It was separated. It was a concrete divider, and he was shooting, and fragmentation came around on his side, man, and hit him in the elbow.
Yep.
Live. And I was like, thank God he had his med kit because he was able to service himself and get himself taken care of. That's how important these things are,
Oh yeah.
All right. Another question. How many med kits do you think a person actually needs?
I'm saying how many pew pews do you think you actually need? You never have enough. You can cater it based on where you're going, if that makes sense. If it's somewhere local in the city, you can cater just for that. If you're going on longer trips, basically you have something else. If you're on medication, you want to include some types of medication when it comes to that part.
Okay. All right.
So
Would the same apply for IFAC, IFACs too?
Yes. When it applies that, yes. Like I say, they all have the basic stuff in them, but after that, you want to add to it. But one thing is, the more you add to it, the heavier it becomes.
Right.
So you want to be smart about that one.
Absolutely, yeah, because that stuff can weigh you down, man. Even on the range, when you have too much on your battle belt, it can weigh you down. Or in a bug out situation, and Carbon Q is familiarized with this because she's focused on that on her channel. Even in a bug out situation, they tell you want to roll light, depending on how far you're traveling and stuff like that. If something really goes down, that can weigh you down, which of course you use more energy. And when you're looking for energy, that can be problematic all in itself anyway if you don't have it on standby. So all of that takes in account. That's super important. I'm glad you brought that up. It's another question here I had. Oh, is it okay to add to your med kit? So say for instance, if you get a little rinky dink med kit off Amazon, shipped from China, and you get that med kit, and you just got a couple of things, is it okay to add to the med kit?
Yes, because honestly, those quote unquote med kit iFace kits are nothing but a boo boo kit, and they have just simple stuff. So you want to add what you, based on your training, you want to add to it. And like say in one of my videos, I literally bought one from Amazon, and we pulled it out, broke down, and identified everything was in it. Then I actually compared that one to my military one. And you can see the difference in things. And then from there, we took a trip to actually get the true 7 things you need for the IFAC and build it from there. Because we even hold IFAC build classes. Because it's like, we need to teach you, these are the 7 things you need, then you can add to it from there. One thing I'm noticing, like I said earlier, is people have needle decompression needles. It's like, you're not going to decompress somebody's chest. You don't know where to go. You don't know if it's mid-sternum, if it's axillary or what. So why do you even have that? You're looking at more of a lawsuit because you could hit a major vessel. So there's no sense in buying that. I'd rather you have 2 chest seals than that needle.
Talk to me, Spivey. You see the smile. You see it. Talk to me. All right. Okay. So somebody in the panel had a good question before I go to my next one, man. They lighten it up. Let's see. Bam. Right there, guys. Anybody can answer that. How often should you check and change your products in your kit?
I like to date mine. Honestly, I like to date them. They have a date on it, expiration date on it, but I like to put a date on mine. And also, you notice that if you have it in a car, that heat is going to degrade it a lot faster.
Yep.
So you want to be mindful of that. If you have it in your garage, that heat's going to degrade it. In the summertime, the heat's going to degrade it. So you want to change it as often as you can. Honestly, every quarter, if you haven't used it, go in, take a look at it. If you need to replace something, then it is okay to replace it and use the one you're replacing as a training item. I tell people, you don't want to throw it away, just use it as a training item. That way
makes sense. Yeah, that way you don't waste anything. It's not wasteful. That's super important. All right, that you answered that perfect. All right. And again, guys, anybody in the chat, if y'all have any questions, go ahead and drop them. I have another one here. Are there any med kits that you would suggest?
There are good ones out there. I ain't getting paid, so I'm not gonna be I'm just saying.
No, he's not suggesting anything.
But there are good ones out there. They have a lot of good ones on YouTube. But honestly, a lot of your prepping companies have excellent ones. Okay. And another one is a store-bought better than a personal built? So you have that question as well. Some people say, well, it's cheaper for me to go out and purchase all my stuff and build my own, which could be the case. But sometimes it could be better to go with one that's actually store built. Like, for instance, I plug them, my med kit. That's one on my IFAC. Those are some that are actually good, and they build them just for what you need. But at the same time, you can Google it and take a look, and you go build one yourself. That way you know exactly what you're getting. And you can put in more of something. For example, they may give you one IFAC. They may give you one tourniquet. Maybe I want 2 or 3 tourniquets, so I can put that in mind when I'm building.
Makes sense. I didn't even think about that. Have you had any any items in the med kits fail? Any tourniquets break on you, or something snap, or some crazy stuff like?
What in training? Like say in training, I have little cheap ones. So you can tell the cheap ones from the other ones based on what's on the back of them. So you take a look on the back, you'll notice if it's a real one or not. So I had some of those fail in our training. So, but it's expected because they're cheap. They're Chinese. Not saying Chinese are bad, but they're Chinese made. So we expected those to fail. And I love when they do fail because now that's a teaching moment for us.
Yes.
And then at the same time, we love to stress them because we teach TECC, which is, um, oh Lord, I can't think, tactical emergency casualty care. And in that course, we're literally stressing you. We're shouting and yelling at you. We're getting in your ear, and we're stressing. We're basically stressing the hell out of you, seeing if you can actually apply a tourniquet or something under stress. And one of our students, he applied his, and it failed.
Mm.
And I'm like, oh, Ish, what you gonna do now? What you gonna do now? Your man is dead. Fix it. What you gonna do?
Yep.
Stressing them, and you can see them get flustered. But that's real world. And I tell people, like for my soldiers, tell them the bullet's gonna fly regardless.
Yep.
And in the streets, the bullet's gonna fly regardless. So you need to figure out what you're going to do. And you stressing and panicking is not going to help. It is literally their emergency, not yours. If you stress, now you could be a casualty. So take your time, focus, don't get tunnel vision, and figure out what you need to do. It's literally like playing chess. So you got to be prepared for that next step.
Absolutely. So hypothetically speaking, right? Situation happens, tourniquet fails, man down, man down, man down. All right. It fails, it's broken. You improvise, right?
Mhm.
Would it be a shirt? Would it be something you cut from somebody else to wrap it around and stop the bleeding? How does that work?
When it comes to a tourniquet failing, if it does fail, you can improvise. The biggest thing is, and it was proven in a study for the Boston Marathon bombing, everybody had, improvised tourniquets, which was a good thing, but people still died because the biggest thing with this is the windlass. This is the biggest thing. You can sit there and cinch a belt down, it's going to loosen up. You have to put a stick or something in there to wind it. That's what's causing that vessel to press against the bone to stop the bleeding. Where people think, hey, if I just put a belt and tighten it, it's not going to stop. You have to actually wind it till the blood stops. And if that person is not screaming, you ain't doing the job. Because it's gonna be pain. And
It's
you
gonna
rather
be
them be in
uncomfortable.
pain, right? But you rather be in pain because if they feel the pain, they still alive.
Right.
So
Facts.
rather them be in pain than dead.
No, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. What made you all like start this journey, get into this journey? Like, what was your calling? I think Miss Spivey, did she drop off on accident?
Yeah, she come right back.
Okay. What made you guys get into this? Because I think this is a call for humanity. I think this is very, very important to demonstrate and to have out there. So like what intrigued you to do this?
It's the lack of understanding and for us us being clueless. Because we see it all the time. Oh, get this, but you don't know how to use it. And for me, for example, when I'm running the streets, I hate to say run the streets like I'm a hoe, but when I'm running the street as a medic, we're sitting there talking to people and they have no clue. Like, for instance, the doctor's prescribing this medication. Why are you taking this medication? I don't know. Doctor told me to. This is the education part. I want you to know why you're taking this medication. So taking the time to explain why they're taking the medication. So it's that lack of knowledge. But in addition to that, as teachers, we see these students coming up and not having an understanding. So we want to try to fix it at the educational level or secondary level before they get out there.
Right.
There's a shortage of nurses and things of that nature. We want them to be prepared before they actually get to that class or to get to that profession, I should say. So that's our biggest push.
Man, it's so important. I'm telling you, like when I first started the gun journey, and get into firearms and things like that, like it didn't even cross my mind about something like this until I really started talking to some of the, people that's out there in the field, like military guys and police guys, and they start mentioning how important it is to have that, the IFAC. You educated me today about IFAC. That was something I had no idea about. The med kits, I knew about those, the things inside of them and stuff like that. But I think it's so important, man, especially in the African-American community where a lot of information is suppressed and we just don't be knowing certain things, which is sad. But I like to put that information out there. You have a lot of YouTube channels, you know, they'll talk about it real quick, but then they just overlook all the important information, educational, important information that we need to know about these certain things. That's why I'm so happy you guys are out there educating people, and not just educating people, but taking them through the physical aspect training. Oh, snap. That ain't good, y'all.
Don't tear it up. Don't tear it up now.
And let me be a little dark today. Taking them through, you know, the training. That's how important that is, guys, you know?
Right. I mean, because like I said, everybody carries an IFAC. And when you break down, open your IFAC. Listen, how do you use it? Well, I do this. No, that ain't good enough. You know, so, and on the soldier side, I tell people you have to look out for your battle. You have to look out for your battle. You never know what's going to happen. So you want to be prepared. And I was talking to somebody earlier. One thing that pushed both my brother and I, because he's a doctor in internal medicine, is my mother had a major heart attack. It was a 98% blockage. And for us not being in the same state her at that time, you know, there was a concern. So she didn't know she was having a heart attack. She just gave us the typical signs of a heart attack. And we explained to her, hey, this is what's happening. This is what's going on. You're having a massive heart attack. And then just like, you know, the old school, I'm just going to rest right here, baby. I'm going to wait for a little bit. I'm going to go to sleep. And we're like, yeah, okay, you go to sleep, you're going to wake up dead. You know, and I hate to be blunt with my mom like that. Stop, like, leave me alone, Spivey. And I was blunt with her. I'm like, yeah, you're going to wake up dead. Then we're going to make funeral arrangements. Figure it out. What do you want to do? She's like, I guess I'll call 911. And as working as medics in Charlotte, that we live down the street from a fire station. So we just say, hey, this is what's going on. Can y'all come to our house? Came down and they took care of it. And that's what it was. She had a 98 or 99% blockage, which if you look on the EKG, you see the stereotypical, what we call the simple sinus rhythm. She was throwing tombstones, literally like you see in a graveyard, tombstones.
Wow.
What we call widowmakers. That lets you know it was a massive heart attack. And if she waited any longer, she's going to be dead.
What was some of her symptoms? I know sometimes they say it can be, I think, left leg or arm or something like that. Like, what were some of the symptoms?
One of the typical one is mid-sternum chest pain radiating to the left arm, going up to the left jaw.
Yep.
But if you're diabetic, you may have damage to nerve endings. So with that, you may not have any of that. You may just have nausea, vomiting, or even what we call diaphoresis or sweating, or just an upset stomach. So it's different for everybody. But she actually had, even though she's diabetic, she had all the other symptoms, which was good. But one thing in particular, male symptoms are going to be different from female symptoms.
I see. I would have never thought that.
Yep. Where females may have more back pain than males may have, something of that nature. So, and like I say, in one of our videos, we actually go over the heart attack and explain how is it different for a male compared to a female. And it's important to know that. And same thing when it comes to strokes, because we're just different. We're physiologically different. So you're going to have different symptoms. You're going to have a lot of the common ones, but you're going to have some different ones as well.
Right. That totally makes sense. Ron Wang, we appreciate you so much, brother. That helps support the channel and keep, you know, information flowing the way it should on YouTube and things like that for the 2A community, which is extremely important. And just not just the 2A community, but anybody who wants to learn this type of information is right here for you guys. Good information, guys. Very good information. I'm going to go ahead and open up. We have 15 more minutes here. I'm going to go ahead and open up the chat real quick for any questions. Do you guys have any questions? Go ahead and drop them now in the chats. And then also to my individual people who are on the panel, usually Tennessee Goddess or Mike, the Gun Alert guy, you guys can come in real quick if you want to go ahead and give some praises to these individual people that's on here now. I'll let you in backstage. Go ahead and let me know what's up. Anything that you guys, you know, would like to say on the channel or anything like that.
Yes, this Saturday, April.
Talk to me.
Take it away,
April 29th, we're having Emergency Preparedness Day at South Gwinnett High School. It starts at 9. You can go to our website to register, but we're going to be teaching people about CPR, first aid, the appropriate way to use an AED, and a little bit of stop the bleed as well. It'll be taught by myself and Whiteside, and we are both actual teachers. Like, this is what we do all day, every day. So if you come, you're going to have a good time, but you're also going to walk out learning a lot that you're actually going to be able to apply.
I love it.
And we are aiming more towards the Black community, because within the Black community, we just don't have access to these types of educational resources. And so we're doing everything we can to educate the Black community about how we can be the first responders to save our people, because having these skills increases your chance of survival by 24%. So
that's a high percentage.
It's a huge percentage.
That's a very, very high percentage. That's crazy. Big Dre 357. Y'all know that's my brother, man, for real. Yeah, no, that's my brother. He about as black as my shirt, but that's my brother. Stop playing.
Oh, I meant to tell Dre. It's there. It's at the shop. I actually have to fill out some paperwork.
He be coming at me too much. He be coming at me. I swear. If y'all see him in the shop yesterday, he came at me so much. He was coming at me. That's all right. I love him to death regardless. What you say there?
I was saying, Dre was asking me, is actually at the shop. I talked to the guy. I actually have to fill out some paperwork, go in and pick it up. So it is there because they called me. So my bad. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Joe Q, very, very interesting person, very intelligent guy that comes to this channel all the time. We appreciate him coming here. He asked this right here. Chat, know your blood type. What do you guys got to say about that?
When it comes to that, it is important that you know your blood type, because going to the hospital, they usually going to give you O anyway. But if you know your blood type, it's a lot easier, because I know I'm B positive. And when it comes to it, you have your A, your B, and your AB. What for A, you either have a positive or negative, which is your antigen. You have a B positive or negative, then you have AB. So you want to know your blood type, because if I'm B positive, you cannot give me B negative.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna kill me because of the antigens. My body's actually going to fight it, looking at it as an infection. So you want to make sure you know your blood type. And if you don't know it, find out. If you donate blood, that's one way you can find out about your blood type.
Very good. Very good information. Joe Q also dropped something else on here for you guys. He said, and medical allergies. What do you have to say about that?
It is important that you know one thing in particular. When I'm on the streets, again, I don't run the streets like that anymore. When I'm on the streets,
he was running the streets. Stop playing. Spivey,
yes.
Tell us the secret, Spivey. I know you know.
No, not here.
That you want to know your medical allergies. One thing people say, well, I'm allergic to penicillin. And I say, okay, if you're allergic to penicillin, you're allergic to the penicillin family.
Mm-hmm.
And it may not always be the case, but I say, hey, if you're allergic to penicillin, you're going to be allergic to the penicillin family. So when we go into the hospital, I'm going to let them know you're allergic to the penicillin family. Don't give anything of that nature.
Okay.
You want to know peanut allergies, anything of that nature. If you have eczema and what flares up your eczema. Mm-hmm. You should know all this. As adults, we should know this. If you have kids, you should know this for your children as well. And you'd be surprised when we go on PED calls. There are parents that have no clue. And I'm like, how do I know more about your child than you do? I just met them 5 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to know this information. It is very important.
What are they talking about here, guys? Christine White, very important person in my channel also. She said religion plays a role now these days. What was that?
When donating blood. There are certain religions out there, don't get me lie on the religion, she could probably expand on that part, that is against their culture or their religion to receive donated blood of something. Yeah. For us,
Hasidic Jews.
What'd you say, Spivey?
Hasidic Jews.
Okay.
Yeah. There's different sects of every religion that don't allow it.
Mm-hmm. For asthmatics, we don't stress that because we don't carry the blood. So we don't care about that part. We want to stop the bleeding or whatever we need to do. But in the hospital setting, that's one thing they need to know. So. Awesome.
The Shaggy Rifleman dropped one for you. He said, knowing blood type is exceeding important to know, which is why most EMS, LE military jobs require that information for employment.
Yep. Yeah, because on my ACH or my hard hat or my helmet or whatever, it literally has my blood type on there. And also on my dog tags, and I carry a dog tag on my boot too. So if my leg get blown, I still have a dog tag, so they know my blood type. Mm-hmm. So that's because if I'm unconscious, they still know my blood type.
Awesome. That's awesome. All right. Jova Q threw something out there. He said he running the street with the thugs. No. He used to run the streets.
Not no more.
Them days.
I got too many students now. My students, they keep me busy.
They are over with. All right, let's see. Christine White. She said, with your driver license, keep a card with meds and doctor number, then the other allergies.
Yes. It's important. If we come up to a car wreck or something of that nature, you're unconscious or unresponsive. If you have like a little medical alert tag or something of that nature, we know what to do. If you have your wallet, like me, I said, if you're unconscious, I'm going straight to your wallet, to your phone and your wallet, because you're going to carry your most important things there, and we can actually pull out and we know what to do. Because if you're unconscious or some type of incapacitation, we need to know who we call in emergency. And that's one thing. And then we get to the hospital, the doctor is going to ask that as well. So we want to be able to give them all that information, and family members are going to be worried. So yes.
Okay. Mike, the gun alert guy, he's one of the individuals that's always on the channel here. One of my favorite guys. He says IFAC versus TFAC.
Now, IFAC is your individual. TFAC, for us, we use it as a team first aid kit. So which are you talking about, team first aid kit, or are you talking about a trauma first aid kit when you say T? And that's going to be a thing. Like for me, I'm the medic for my squad. So I have an IFAC and I also have a TFAC. So in the TFAC for me is a team first aid kit that I carry on my back.
Got it. Awesome. Tennessee Goddess, she said there are emergency bracelets with the med alert info. Keep med info in multiple places on your person.
Yes, please do. That is so important. Please do. Especially if you have any type of different personalities per se, psychotic episodes. We want to know that. It's been calls where I'm having somebody dealing with somebody that's schizo. I didn't know it. I'm like, you want to have a bad drug trip or something? So, but they had a medical alert bracelet, so we knew what was going on. And also, if you're diabetic, because there are cases where if you're diabetic and you're hypoglycemic, that means you have a low blood sugar, you're actually going to present similar to that of somebody that is drunk.
Oh,
right. So we want to know that, and we say, in that I was able to see, okay, you're diabetic. Check your blood sugar. Okay, your sugar is 23. That is extremely low. Let's go ahead and hit you with some D50. Boom, get them back, and they're coming around.
Okay, awesome. Somebody mentioned here, I guess they deleted it, looks like. They said something about a barcode. Oh, yeah, a barcode. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's a new thing. So he said you can create a barcode with your medical emergency information in it, which is true. Yeah. So you can have that around, because for us, we're actually carrying cell phones now where we notify the hospital. So we're going away from the VHF, UHF radios and carrying cell phones, and we can actually scan that. It's a lot easier, and it pulls it up. And one thing I like about that is once it pulls it up, we can actually send that to the hospital. So it makes it a little easier. So I have all that information before we get there.
Okay. They got some good stuff there. And would you say that the barcode is a lot more efficient and faster?
It depends. If it gets wet, it's no good.
Oh.
So, right. So if you laminate or something of that nature, it is perfect. Right. So as long as it's laminated or in some type of protective sheet or water protection, then it works perfectly. Right.
Okay. Awesome. I'm about to drop a link real quick. We're about to go ahead and close it up. We have about 6 more minutes left. I just dropped a link for Mike, the gun alert guy. He's a co-host on the channel. Tennessee Goddess is also another co-host on the channel. And I just dropped a link for him. I think he's coming in to ask a couple of questions. And other than that, it's a wrap, man. You guys have been freaking amazing, beyond amazing. I'm going to go ahead and add him in, and he out there tricking out in the streets. You know, he always come in late night, and you see that dark background. So he be doing his thing. I ain't going to lie. He be having some chocolate on the side, be some little vanilla, out there too, What's up, Mike?
Yep, there you go.
He got it.
Yep. So, 3 med kits. So I heard my medic. I won't get into them. I will never do business with them ever again. I hate them.
Oh, dang.
That's an offline discussion. It's bad. They stole money. They need to give it back.
Whoa.
We don't play about money over here.
No.
My favorite med kits that I've picked, and I kid you not, they treated me well when I was going overseas the very first time, is Adventure Medical Kits.
Mm-hmm.
I found their overseas, go to Africa, syringes. The important thing in there for me at the time was anything anti-diarrheal. Sounds disgusting, but don't drink the water. If you think Mexico's bad, don't drink the water. I found it on their website. They're like, well, that doesn't get released for 3 days. And my response to them was, I'll be on a plane in 2. I need that today or tomorrow. I'll pay for it. They overnighted it to me, 10:30 a.m. delivery, with a letter from their CEO saying, not sure how you found it. Please give us a good review. Enjoy the kit. Never charged me for it.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
They had a review that I was the very first review when it hit the market, and I wrote it from West Africa.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I have a TFAC trauma first aid kit I just recently got from them. Also, that's basically in my my range kit.
Mm-hmm. Now, what all do you have in your TFAC?
I was just about to ask that. Right on it.
TFAC, I'll call it the standard things that are going to come from a commercial one. I haven't really delved into anything else I want to add to it at this point because it is really kind of packed.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I did add to that kit was some paracord. So I've got backup in the event that the tourniquet breaks.
Mm-hmm. That's a smart one. I never thought about that.
Yeah. It's about 18 feet of paracord. Special Forces guy actually taught that to me over in West Africa.
Awesome, man. Misty, we really appreciate you dropping those pennies for me, man. I don't care if it's 50 cents. Hey, I take pennies too. Hey, it helps support the channel, guys. Get great people on the channel, things of that nature. These guys are beyond amazing. And again, it's something special about these individual people, guys. You got to go over and check them out. They are the real deal, Holyfield, real talk. No disrespect. We got to introduce Tennessee Goddess into the panel tonight. Go ahead and talk to him, Tennessee Goddess.
What's up? I usually keep a spreadsheet of the items that I'm putting into my kit. That way I know when I put it in there, dates, and then I add a reminder of when to double check or when they're expired to my phone calendar.
Mm-hmm.
So I can go ahead and restock.
Awesome.
Also, a lot of the ladies with my shooting group have tags that go on to their range bag that has their emergency information and their blood types on there. You can get them on Amazon for just a few dollars, anywhere ranging from $7 to $3. And you can buy them in multiple packs so that you can have them like purse, car, keychain, etc.
That sound pretty good for you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Satisfactory. Perfect. I got another question here. Christine White said, do you travel for class that you teach?
Yes.
We sure will. We will come to you
travel.
and we will provide discount. Just hit us up at whitesidetacticalsolutions.com. We'll respond within 24 hours. Much faster than 24 hours.
Hey, Spivey about that business, Whiteside.
Gotta be.
I like her. She is about that business for real.
She a mess.
That is awesome, man. Very, very good. All right, let's see what else we have out here. And then we're getting close to closing it up. You guys have been beyond amazing. This was great.
One thing I do want to say, my bad. One thing I want to say is if you have a tourniquet, you want to make sure you stage it properly. That's the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know we do classes on that. One thing I notice is, like, say, on this Saturday, we're actually doing a Stop the Bleed class in Snellville, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
From 12:30 to 2, we asked all law enforcement to come in for free and say, hey, we're going to teach you Stop the Bleed. We know you get it during rookie school or whatever it is, or academy, but you don't use it since then. And there's been cases where even some of our personal SROs, they have I won't say fake, but the real imitation tourniquets. It's like, yo, what are you doing?
Right.
They don't know. They say, hey, they just say get a tourniquet. I don't know anything about it. I got a tourniquet.
Yep.
And just walking them through it. And it's funny because I was literally in the middle of planning and I worked with an officer doing it. And the kids like, what in the world? So they gather around watching too. So that's the way you can spike interest and get more students or the younger population involved to get them prepared. Because for us, we see it all the time. We have a lot of our students that are staying home with either older grandparents or the younger siblings. And they're the ones responsible. So we want them to be prepared as well.
How do you feel about the thugs out in the street having med kits? So when they going to spray somebody up and stuff like that, do you think they should carry a med kit?
Everybody needs a med
Everybody
kit.
needs a med kit.
Med kits
Like-
are not discriminatory.
Everybody needs a med
needs a
kit.
med kit.
Everybody needs to come to our class.
That's right. Right. And the
We
thugs
don't
are welcome there too. We welcome the thugs as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, some thug love here, man. Gotta love
As
it.
long as they pay, they can come too.
Yeah. And then not just pay, they gonna have to drop them tips too. I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all take them tips too, right?
They all be looking at her. So
We
they
not
don't worry
turning down
about me.
nothing but our collar.
There you go. There you go. All right. And it looks like, let's see, Christine White. Oh, and I have to mention this before we close, guys. Let's see. Christine White dropped something here. She said the school I work at can't afford $150 med kit. So we buy a little at a time. So I keep mine in my care all of the time.
One thing when it comes to that, Stop the Bleed actually has a grant that's open right now for schools. If you go to stopthebleed.com, I know I'm about to put in a plug. We're ambassadors for them. So if you go to stopthebleed.com, you will see there's a grant. You just apply for that, and if you actually get it, they will supply you an actual case. I think it's the $1,500 one or $10,000 one that have Stop the Bleed kits in it. So they have
that's sweet.
Right.
That's a win-win for you, Christine.
Yeah, it is. It is. Absolutely. All right. And I have to mention this, guys. This is just off the record, but the Shaggy Rifleman is a big supporter of the channel, and he want everybody to know he got some meat in his freezer. I guess he trying to sell a giveaway. So check him out on Instagram, the Shaggy Rifleman. He showed me the freezer full, and it's a lot. So I don't know if they knocked off some big pig, some 400-pound pig, or a big old cow or what. But it's a lot of meat in that freezer. So I have to mention that, guys.
Yeah,
I
make
wanna
sure
say
you
one
come
more
to our
thing.
CPR class if you're doing the pigs and stuff. Just in case you have a heart attack. We got you.
You want to carry Narcan as well. That's one of the biggest things when the fentanyl is going on. You want to carry Narcan. There are some hospitals that actually will give you or donate Narcan for you.
Interesting.
Nasal Narcan. So you want to be able to do that. And at our classes, we teach that as well.
Is it
Because
over the counter?
it is over the counter. It's over the counter, and there's grants out there where you can just get them. Because right now they're pushing them in the schools as well. So
Nice.
you want to make sure you have one.
So tell us more about the Narcan. Like, what is the What is that?
It reverses the any type of narcotics. So if there's a narcotic overdose, you spray the Narcan. It actually, I won't get too detailed, but it binds to the inhibitors to block the actual narcotics going on the cell receptor for it, and it reverses it and wakes them up.
Okay.
So that's one thing. But I want to tell people, if you're using Narcan, you want to be slow with it, as in you don't want to spray it real hard, because they have a high and that's what they like. And if you wake them up, with that quick burst, they become very aggressive. The only reason I know that is because we actually had a frequent flyer, and that's what I would do. But I did IV. I would just slam the Narcan in there, wake them up. Because, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you disrupting everybody else. I'm going to disrupt your life too.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it, guys. Well, I really, really appreciate y'all coming through the show. Usually we hang in and we do almost like 2-hour ones, but I like to keep it structured when I have guests to around an hour's time frame to respect your time. Your time is valuable also. Tennessee Goddess, go ahead. Do you have any questions for these individuals on the panel? They have been extraordinarily awesome today.
They've been fantastic.
Fantastic.
Explained everything very well.
Man.
And we as a group can go into one of the classes or have them come to us.
Absolutely. Just
Awesome.
hit us up.
We're in the ATL. It ain't that far.
Nah, it's
Right.
really, matter of fact, I'm coming through the ATL very, very soon because I got to do some gun stuff out there. So,
Okay.
yeah, we can get some footage and do some things for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, the gun alert guy, what you got to say, brother?
Road is narrow, lots of trees, paying attention, driving fast.
You see, Spivey, what I be dealing with?
Yeah.
Awesome topic, guys. That was, I've got some training in the background. So for me, the conversation was an awesome refresher and a reminder. I actually need to go. I haven't looked at my world kit for a while, so I'm sure everything's expired, but I haven't been overseas in a while either.
Mm-hmm. Yep, change it out every quarter, just the same way you do your smoke detector batteries. Change them out.
Yep.
Yep.
Awesome. And other than that, it looks like it's a wrap tonight, guys. Go ahead real quick. Again, I want to emphasize this seriously, and go ahead and plug your channel again, Miss Spivey, to the everything where you at. Stop playing with us. Stop playing.
You can find us on YouTube at Whiteside Tactical Solutions, on Instagram at Whiteside_tac, or at our website at whitesidetacticalsolutions.com. And you can always send us an email. We respond.
Or DM. We respond to a direct message or DM. So
yes, you can slide in our DM. It goes down. You can slide
in my DM.
Slide in our DM.
That boy was sliding. That girl was sliding in my DM.
That's right. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But we appreciate you for having us on tonight. This was a great opportunity for us to kind of get our faces and our names out there so people can see that we are legit and we know what we're talking about.
Oh, you most definitely do. And we will have you guys back on again for part 2 if you don't mind.
Oh, yes. Anytime. Hopefully we can get the doctor online too.
Okay. Very good. All right, guys. Y'all know how I like to do, boy. I like to rock it out when I'm so turned up. Whiteside ready for this. I'm playing. We here, guys. Miss Spivey the Queen, Whiteside Tactical, all right? Gun Gossip, 8 p.m. Central Time. Stop playing with us. Alien Gang all day, Tech Car and Gun Fanatics. I gotta win with Tennessee Goddess. Mike the Gun Alert guy is in the house, guys, for sure. This is how we do it. Come back and see us, guys. I hate to shorten it up tonight, but again, I gotta respect their time. We will holla at you guys, and we are out of here. I gotta get on this UFO. Going to Pluto tonight. Yes,
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Y'all hang on for me.
Okay.
Don't forget that thumbs up.